What's up, everybody? ArrgThePirate here, and today we're gonna play a little Zeus in Smite. Now we're playing that Joust mode again, and I've actually teamed up with a couple of my buddies, the boy in blue and another boy in blue, and guys, we have an absolute amazing match, and it was just an absolute blast playing with people that were working together, and this game mode is so much fun. If you just got a couple of buddies to play with where you can kind of coordinate things and go, hey, help me do this, or hey, we're all gonna go in, I've got my ult, it makes it so much fun, and we definitely had a great match this game. Now, I am playing Zeus for the first time ever, and his kit it takes a little bit to get used to, guys. So, you stack up these charges that you do with either your 1 or 2 ability, and your 1 ability bounces between targets, and your 2 ability, you throw down a shield, and you can actually target your shield with your 1 ability, and it will bounce off, and when it bounces off of that shield, it radiates even more damage, applying more of those stacks. And then once you get your stacks high enough, your 3 does a shock, and depending on how many stacks that enemy has, they do more damage. It seems really complicated whenever I say it, but it's not that bad. Attack enemies, once you attack them a bunch of times, hit 3 and they take more damage. It really is. 3 is just kind of an ability you use once you've hit an enemy a handful of times. And then your ultimate is this big kind of thunderstorm. So, you know, hey, he's pretty easy, and, you know, really you can attack everything. Like you saw, I just attacked that entire minion wave with my single ability. It's a blast. I'm really enjoying Zeus. And guys, if you are thinking about picking up Smite, I'm having an absolute blast with it. Conquest, which is your typical standard MOBA style, it does leave a little bit to be desired, but I am not very high ranked yet. So, you know, you've got a lot of people running around like crazy, and then, you know, typically when people aren't playing well together, that's when they start getting more and more upset about things. But since I've teamed up with a couple of people, and since I've been winning more and more matches, I seem to find those games a little less frequently, and I am learning a little bit more about the game as well. Now, I have gone into a custom, that's one thing, guys, you can actually play custom matches, and you can set it up to where it's you and a single bot on a huge map, and so you can really test things out with your builds. You can even set it to where, hey, I want 100,000 gold, and so you can buy everything. Yeah, you know, it makes it much easier to test things out and actually learn the game, which I'm planning on coming out with a video where I really explain what I have learned, and, you know, I just want to get a little bit more familiar. I'm not to that point yet, but I will definitely come out with that video kind of explaining the handful of things and give you a leg up in case you are coming to Smite for the first time. And again, guys, I'm still learning, so there's a ton of things that I'm doing wrong as well. But again, we're having an absolute blast. You've seen we've traded 1 for 1 so far, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw my ult. Now we combine our 2 ultimates together. My tank, which I don't even know his name, but he grabs people and he can reposition people. We end up snagging a double kill right there. Oh man, that was awesome. You know, my ultimate was paired right where he needed to be. He was able to pull him out of tower, throw him into my ultimate, which I have to admit, I wanted to place my ultimate a little further back, but it ended up being a perfect spot. And guys, awesome play. It's so fun to actually sync up with your team, and, you know, y'all are coordinating things together. That's what I've been missing in all the games of Smite so far. So yeah, I'm having a blast. Now we're gonna go for this damage camp, and guys, in Joust, there is a jungle. There's a mana camp on both sides, and then the damage camp in the middle, and then there's a sort of prime buff. Now, I have learned a little bit more about that buff, and what it mainly does is it is a little damage increase, things like that, but what it mainly does is it shuts towers down. So that means if you pick it up, the enemy team can't hide under their tower anymore, and that's absolutely huge, guys. So you definitely want to pick that buff up if you ever have the opportunity to, because shutting the towers down, That allows you to push the enemy out of their tower because you're not threatened by any of that damage, as well as, you know, hey, it makes it very easy to pick up those towers. Now, I have recently started taking off auto-equip. I still leave it on my abilities, but, you know, abilities, the way it auto-equips abilities is probably very close to how I would naturally equip my abilities, so, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But guys, you see this gank? We ended up getting a triple kill, baby. Oh, it feels so cool. I'm a fan of Zeus. Like I said, this is my first game, and you know, I've got some great coordination with my team. We're working very, very well together. And, you know, it just shows that teamwork, playing with a hero that, you know, you actually care about and, you know, you're actually having fun with. It makes the world of difference. And to be quite honest, guys, there's like 150 heroes. It's going to take you a while to find a hero that you're like, oh, yeah, I like this guy. You know, I've probably played 15, 20 heroes by now, and there's, you know, a couple of them that I'm like, oh yeah, I like this guy. And there's probably even more that I'm like, oh, I don't like this guy. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but guys, I highly suggest trying out Smite. It's not Paragon. Unfortunately, Paragon is going away, and there's never going to be a game quite like it, in my opinion. But I'm a gamer for life. I'm moving on. You know, I'm going to play video games because I love them, and I'm having a lot of fun with Smite. And I'd love to see y'all having fun with a new game as well, whether it's Smite or something that y'all are playing. Let me know. I'd love to play it with y'all. But right now, Smite is an absolute blast. You know, I'm running it alongside that kind of Arc series, which I'm still having a ton of fun with Arc. So, you know, guys, it's definitely it. Now, if you see here, I use my ultimate. I was trying to get it on top of my ally, but we ended up kind of zoning the heroes out, and you see it split them up, and ended up being in our favor. You know, we're doing work, guys. Now, that archer, you see he's flying in the air, he's shooting missiles at me. We're just going to kind of dodge around those. And that's kind of why I did that little serpentine, because, you know, you did that ultimate, and one of those arrows could have probably killed me. We're going to go ahead and back to base, and then I'm working my way towards this rod of whatever. That's my damage. That's my damage, my huge damage item. But I have learned since then it's much better to go for cheaper items instead of buying those real expensive. I'm still using the recommended items. I'm not doing it auto anymore, but I'm still using the recommended items. But you can see I would be at it'd probably be better for me to have 3 cheaper items at max level than have, you know, 2 items and then that one very, very expensive item. It'd probably be better to build a cheaper item and then sell it and buy that more expensive one. But, you know, it is what it is. It is a learning curve, and I'm hoping to get there. Now, we're having a great match. My team's actually able to go in right there, and we end up wrapping up all 3 of them. Oh, we get a great triple kill, and, you know, hey, we're going to be able to go in on this tower. Now, if you see here, my tank, I don't know his name. He's the whirly mouth in his stomach guy. He's going to go ahead and distract those minions. He's going to keep those minions off of me and off of my minion wave. That's going to allow us to, you know, get a lot more damage onto that tower. You know, if he would have let those minions come in, they would have done work, and, you know, yeah, it'd have been a much shorter time to do damage. So, hey, great play all around. You know, and that minion manipulation seems a lot more important in Smite than it was in Paragon. You know, getting to the other side of that wave to stop it in this Joust mode, that seems just a lot more critical than it did in Paragon. You know, in Paragon, towers just didn't seem quite as, or you know, getting that damage wasn't quite as strong, but is what it is. Did you see that damage on the guy? Oh, we just deleted him, man. Which, you know, having 9 kills at this point, guys. Well, we're pretty fit, but holy moly, we're hitting them guys hard. It's just absolutely awesome. Now, if you see here, my warrior, I forget the guy's name, TYN, something like that. He's actually downing my mana camp. And, you know, it's much easier for him to down that, so I don't get all that damage. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead, head back, pick up my mana count, or pick up my mana buff, and then head back to lane, and hopefully we can get a lot of damage on these guys. Now, if you see here, we're kind of collapsing. I'm going to go ahead and throw my ult down. This is going to allow my team to... Guys, really? The crowd control, you know, that displacement with my tank, you know, he sucks those guys up and then carries them into my vortex or thunderstorm, and then we end up getting another triple kill. This is a lot of fun, which, I mean, you're not going to have every game like this, but being able to play a game like this, you know, I'm having an absolute blast. And you see, after that triple kill, after we down that first tower, we're going to instantly peel off and go and kill the bull boss, whatever this thing's name is. And, yeah, you know, hey, we get a little bit of damage on him, but we're going to end up getting this buff, and you can see my team actually, they're going to go ahead and back. Now, I'm super healthy, guys. I've got almost no damage on me. Since I got my mana buff, you can see it's keeping my mana full, and there's no reason for me to back. I do have quite a bit of gold, but right now throwing on items, you know, I'd rather get this lane pushing. That way when my team comes back, they're all really strong, everything like that. We can hopefully push into this tower and, you know, make some huge progress here. I just, you know, I need to wait until they show up. And again, guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having an absolute blast in Joust. Arena is still just an absolute blast. Conquest, I've only played Conquest once, and I just didn't quite know exactly what I was supposed to be doing. So, you know, since I was confused the whole time, you know, I wasn't as good. But you can see here, this prime buff, whatever it's called, you can see it working. We're under this Phoenix, and we're not taking any damage, guys. We're under the Phoenix, not worried about nothing. Because, hey, Phoenix isn't working. And you can see it's got that countdown timer of how long it's going to be out for. And we're able to just take this tower down. You know, we got that kill, and we pushed the enemy team back. And from here, you know, we're off to a really good, or, you know, we're having a very strong game. 17-1. And boy and blue, I mean, come on, 1? Really? Yeah, it wasn't. But anyways, guys, you know, I'm having an absolute blast with Smite, and I'd really like to see some of y'all join in with me and just learn this game with me, because I am terrible with it. Just having a very solid game this time. Now, after I back and throw on my next item, we're actually able to really shove down this lane, and, you know, we wrap this match up. And guys, I've said it a million times, because I'm truly having a really fun time playing Smite right now. And although it's a lot different than Paragon, if you were very good at Paragon, you probably have a leg up on Smite, but it is a huge learning curve. The item shop isn't quite like the old 6-card system, but you know, it's its own Smite thing. You've got a lot more buttons that you have to hit now. The burst damage, there's just a lot of things that are changed. But I am looking forward to learning this as quickly as possible and getting those guides out for y'all. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this Zeus gameplay. I hope y'all enjoyed, because I know I was definitely enjoying this match. And if y'all did, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. Join our Discord. I'd love to see some of y'all in there and play with some of y'all. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.